Welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin. I garden in Zone 6 in Northwest Connecticut. If this is your first time joining me, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. So I recently had an opportunity to go up to Pleasant View Gardens, the home of Proven Winners annuals up in New Hampshire. So I wanted to give you some behind the scenes. Proven Winner, Pleasant View is a wholesale grower in New Hampshire. And I took lots of pictures, no videos, because there were way too many people. This was their annual open house. So I wanted to walk you through what I saw. When I specify plants for clients, I always lean towards Proven Winners. Why? They are the #1 plant brand in the country. Their plants go through rigorous trials and testing, and they perform excellent. So it's a great reason to specify their products. So while we were there, we got to see the new introductions for 2024, and they had an entire showcase of their recipe collections, which takes the guesswork out of, what do you want to combine to make a container. So when you go to your garden center, they tell them, things that they can combine that'll make really nice combinations, what plants work together. These are called their recipes, and every year they come out with, different recipes. And Proven Winners as a brand, of course, does everything from shrubs to perennials to annuals. And now they even have a houseplant line called Leaf Joy. And they do that with with growers, Spring Meadow Nursery, Walter's Gardens, Pleasant View, and they also do supplements like fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, slow release fertilizer. They have their own line of soil. They have their own line of containers with their aquapots. So you have everything you need to get you a gorgeous, gorgeous garden. So Pleasant View Gardens is a national supplier of plant liners, the little plugs, and finished plants to wholesale growers, garden centers, and landscapers. They're in Loudon, New Hampshire, and they were established in 1976, and they are a founding partner of Proven Winners. We got to tour their greenhouses. They have like 30 acres of greenhouses and open outdoor growing space. It was really fascinating to see that, and I'm going to show you some pictures of the greenhouses and how they flood the floors, and it's very, very interesting. So we were actually, that was kind of a fascinating little aside besides all the other good stuff and plants we got to look at. So I rely on Proven Winners when I'm specifying for clients, as well as in my own garden. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that I use Proven Winners plants all the time. You want your landscapes to have, color and texture and layers of visual interest. And that begins with the plants, of course. So I will walk you around Pleasant View Garden and show you things that really caught our eyes. It was really a wonderful experience actually getting to go up there, and there's a lot to see, so I hope you'll, stay tuned. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, hit that like button. It really does make a difference. And down below the video, you'll see a link to our Amazon store, where we have products that we use, that we like, that are linked. So when you're out shopping at your local garden center, your nursery, your big box store, look for those white containers. Proven Winners is always in their branded containers. Don't let anybody tell you any different. And you'll have the start of a great garden. So let's go tour Pleasant View Gardens. So when you first pull up, your senses are immediately overwhelmed with all the gorgeous plants that you get to see. Lovely welcome sign. There was a big registration entrance into the display garden, and gorgeous hydrangeas blooming absolutely everywhere that we looked. Beautiful annuals and perennials and trees and shrubs and window boxes. Inspiration up the yin yang everywhere you look. Like I said, gorgeous. The hydrangea season this year in New England is really good. My panicle hydrangeas are amazing. My macrophylla not so much, but and then we immediately you see this floating window box with some of the new annuals for 2024 is the first thing we see. So let's take a look at what some of the new 2024 introductions are, starting with the Super Bells Calibrachoa. This one is called Double Vintage Coral. And this, when you're actually have this out in the sun, it really pulls the purple tones out in the flowers. It's a fully double Super Bells. Really pretty antique amber orange veined color, well branched, mounded trailing habit. Really pretty. No need to deadhead this, which is really great with the Calibrachoas. Next up is Double Redstone. I'm excited about this Super Bells. It's kind of very unique. It's a full double, again, kind of like the red and gold bicolor, which is really nice. Very robust, very well branched, nice mounded plant. Spring into fall, no deadheading. Yes, this is something that we love with with plants. We don't want to have to be bothered with all that little, deadheading. The old petunias you had to do that with, which was kind of a pain in the neck. So I'm excited about this. This is called Double Redstone. Next, we have a new one for the Begonia series. This is Double Delight Apple Blossom, a new bicolor, white and soft pink. Very fragrant, double blossom, nice, cascading stem, which is great. Nice branching, good flower count. And it can take some sun, which is, a lot of begonias really can't. Has a really nice, sweet, citrus-like fragrance. But be great for shade solutions. Gets about 8 to 14 inches tall. Next up, one that we really liked is an Ipomea, sweet potato vine, proven accents, Sweet Caroline, Red Hawk improved. I've had Red Hawk before, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Can be either in the landscape or in a container. It's very adaptable, can be sun or shade, which is really nice. The colors are deeper and brighter in full sun than in shade, which is typical, where you'll have a little bit more green in the shade. But it's a great foliage companion plant, and has excellent heat tolerance. A nice mounding habit was improved. So this is Red Hawk. Now this next one, James Britannia, the new one is called Safari Dusk. Now last year I tried a couple of these James Britannias and I did not have luck with them. So I'm looking forward. I've seen some really good results from other people that have been trialing this year. So I'm really looking forward to this one next year. So it's a really pretty purple bloom with that gold eye, nice mounded and trailing stems, good heat and humidity tolerance, and good resistance to powdery and downy mildew. Should bloom all summer with no cycling. So I'm looking forward to this one a lot to try. So let's see, I think the biggest introduction is going to be this Hoopla Vivid Orchid Petunia, Supertunia. You saw it in the floating window box in the beginning of the video that I did. So there's a lot of buzz about this particular Supertunia. It's got that Picotee patterned petunia that they've been trialing this for years. Good season-long performance, no deadheading, nice well-branched habit, consistent, really bold color pattern with the vivid orchid purple flowers and that white Picotee edge. Really great garden performance and vigor. This is probably the most excited I think I've seen people about an introduction coming for 2024 for any year. So if you love Supertunia Royal Velvet, and we all love our purple flowers, then you're going to love the newest one, which is Ultramarine, Supertunia Mini Vista Ultramarine. So the Mini Vistas are a little bit smaller, but not smaller in vigor. Really beautiful, beautiful color. Great for all your summer containers. Will tolerate some adverse growing conditions, but it's very attractive, a nice dense branching habit. Goes great with a Supertunia Mini Vista white and scarlet. So like your red, white, and blue for 4th of July. And here's another one of the Super Bells. This is called Double White. So it's a double flower, obviously, very prolific, nice, well-branched stems. So that really pretty lacy texture. Everybody wants white with some combination, really essential in this series. A good standout performer. Will bloom without deadheading. So the last of the Super Bells, and they're saying you're going to be smitten with this double smitten pink Calibrachoa. The light and rose pink. It's a two-tone with little, looks a little like roses, little rose buds. So really nice for the expansion for the Calibrachoa doubles line. Very well, again, well branched. You can see a pattern here, mounded, trailing habit. Bring blooms spring to fall, no deadheading to keep its color, which is always really nice that it just kind of gets rid of its own spent blooms and they disappear. You don't even see them. This one is one I'm definitely going to try. I love this color combination. Now let's take a look at a Superbena. This one is called Pink Cashmere. Really beautiful, delicate, soft pink, pastel pink flower. Very vigorous growth. And really, it's going to be sort of the size of Superbena Whiteout, which is really lovely. Great resistance to powdery mildew, beautiful trailing habit, and continuous blooms all season without deadheading. And this is one I'm really excited to try. So next up is Angel Wings Senecio, and this has those really large, silky, silvery white leaves. I've got to say I don't really grow any of this kind of stuff, but it quickly will form a really nice upright clump. It's heat and drought resistant, needs some good drainage though. Deer and rabbit resistant, so maybe I need to give this one a try because we know how much trouble I have with rabbits. It's grown for its foliage. It doesn't really flower. So all these flags you're going to see in a lot of pictures, they had a lot of contests going on about people voting for things. So that's what all these colored flags are. So everywhere we looked, there were gorgeous display beds. So this is another new one, Supertunia Saffron Finch. Again, a lot of buzz about this particular one, the gorgeous color, that sunny, pretty yellow. Again, kind of like a bicolor. Here they were showing it with a new sweet potato vine, Sweet Caroline mahogany, beautiful leaf. I truly love the shape of this leaf and the color, so excited to try this. Next up, we saw mushroom planters. So these were really great ideas for planting different combinations in your garden. So here's one with Euphorbia, Diamond Frost, Gomphrena, Helichrysum, Petunia, Jazzberry, that Verbena, Superbena, Pink Cashmere, so that's a new one. Jazzberry, of course, is existing. There were so many of these. There was so much inspiration everywhere. It was hard. We were taking pictures everywhere and look at this and look at this and look at this. So this was their one of the mushroom combinations. Another fun combination was this one with the Super Bells Watermelon Punch, a toucan coral, canna in there, a sweet potato vine, their new mahogany, Supertunia Bermuda Beach improved, and the Superbena Cherry Burst improved. So just lots of inspiration, whatever your color scheme is going to be, whether it's, multicolor or monochromatic, just lots of inspiration for us. Another really big area they had was this lifestyle area. So basically, like if you wanted to plant a window box, there was all kinds of inspiration for window boxes here, which was really kind of fun. Whether it's, something like this, no matter what color your window frame or your house color was, lots of different ideas. Whether, like I said, different kinds of trailing, different color combinations, very, very fun. So as an example, this one has Colocasia coffee cups in it, Helichrysum white licorice, Petunia, Supertunia Mini Vista Midnight, Supertunia Vista Jazzberry, and Superbena Pink Cashmere. Very fun combinations. We were lucky enough to take a tour of the greenhouses. They have thousands of square feet. It's actually fascinating. People were, sitting there putting in the plugs. We missed the floors flood on a certain time, depending on what the grower wants. This is King Tut in this one. So that was pretty fascinating. To see all the different, greenhouse operations were just tremendous. So again, there was just planting inspiration everywhere, whether it was the begonias, the Hacanacloa, the different panicle hydrangeas, of course, Ogon here with the saffron finch behind it, just, daylilies, everything that they grow in all kinds of combinations, lots of supertunias around, so you could see what they look like in the ground and in containers, which I think is very helpful for a lot of people. Want to know whether, your supertunias are going to grow in the container or will they grow in the ground. And then, of course, the very famous pergola, completely covered with Supertunia persimmon and surrounded by hydrangeas. Absolutely gorgeous. They use beneficial insects here. Absolutely lovely. And then, of course, lots of things, national plants of the year. They also had a whole area showing different coleuses. And, whether it's the upside vine or whatever. And then they had lots of beds that highlighted different shade solutions, caladiums, coleuses, begonias, just all sorts of different ideas, so you could put together some combinations for yourself, for your clients, obviously. And that was really just everything laid out so immaculately. Then we went to the recipe garden, which is their national recipes. So if you go buy a container at a garden center, they are given suggestions of what to grow, and the growers put these things together. So they're told to put certain plants together for these national recipes because Proven Winners has already determined that these plants will grow well together. So I'm just showing you a bunch of different suggestions of things. This is Pineapple Crush. So different ideas of what the national recipes that they suggest. So Pleasant View grows these plugs. They send them out to their growers and they put them in the pots and they grow them on to sell to you, the consumer. And there are a lot of wonderful combinations, but this way you don't have to think about it. Now they do trial a lot of plants. So again, as I mentioned, you see all these flags. So people were voting for their favorites. So you can pause on any one of these and look at what the details were. I tried to put the details in most of these things, and you can see what different kinds of plants that they are trialing to come up with different recipes, so they can introduce them then to the public. So I'm not going to go through all the 2023 intros because you would have seen them already. Obviously, the most popular, I think, is the Pink Lemonade Super Bells Prism Pink Lemonade. I have it everywhere. Here's Persimmon that you saw in the pergola. Nemesia, Aromanth Mulberry, beautiful smell. Supertunia Saffron Finch is new for next year. I don't know how that got in there. They had towers of the Super Bells, which were very cool. I saw some really beautiful Super Bells. This is Blue Moon Punch, so that whole Punch series. And then we went to another one of their yards, and I was just in heaven because it was plants, plants, plants. Let me just tell you that every inch of my car, including under my feet, was full of plants when we came home. So hope you enjoyed this tour. As always, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.